Got to replace that bumper there. This one's getting worn down too. You can kind of see it's at that angle. So I don't know, this just happens, I guess. I know Scott, I don't think he's had to replace his, I don't know. But I ordered this 4-pack from Amazon, so I got 4. So I'm gonna replace both, and hopefully they'll last a little while. I don't know, but I got 2 more for next year, I guess. We'll see. Now look at that. I guess I put a lot of use on this trailer after 1 year. I mean, I have almost 800 hours on my grandstand, so clearly I'm getting that work in. Some of the wood in my inside my trailer is starting to come apart too, or it's like kind of like, you know, popping out a little bit. So I'm just gonna put some Gorilla Glue or wood glue or whatever on some of the strips and just try and get it down. Nothing that has to be like re-screwed in or anything yet, but I anticipate that happening by the end of this year, if not by next year, if not the end of this year. But again, I guess when you're using your stuff every day, day in, day out, you know, it's gonna wear down. And I'm sure, you know, this isn't the highest quality trailer. I mean, it's a Proline trailer. I know it's a decent trailer, and a trailer's a trailer, right? And wood is wood. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. So it's just part of the routine, the maintenance, and the wear and tear. So it's all good. So as I said before, now I have 2 employees. So just another level of complexity to add to having employees. I just want to give a quick background. I've been in management my entire working life, over 15 years in retail management. So I've been managing hundreds and hundreds of employees my whole life. I just want to say that I've had a lot of experience with that. I just want to put that out there so that you guys know what my background is. If you haven't been watching this channel, haven't been following my story since from day one. So what I'm trying to do is to apply all of my knowledge and learnings and experience from the past when I was in management, and now apply that to my lawn care business. Obviously not everything is going to transfer exactly. There's going to be different things and learning curves that I have to go through, just as the rest of us have. Things that just won't apply directly to my management experience, but I can still utilize whatever experiences and training that I've had in the past for that. And I just want to share that and give that back to you guys, those of you that are going through your own hurdles, thinking about hiring employees, or currently in the process of that, have new employees and so on. Just want to give back and share. That's what this channel has always been about. That's why I started from day one trying to contribute to this community and just bring whatever value from my trials and tribulations as a lawn care rookie, and bringing all of my knowledge and experience from my management days and just life in general to my business and to share with you on my channel. A couple more takeaways now that I have 2 employees. 1, make sure you have doubles of your equipment whenever possible, because it does come in handy. I mean, obviously you use what you got and you grow as you can grow, but as soon as you can, double up. Even if it's a backpack blower and a hand blower, or a couple of hand blowers, or whatever it is, for example. A couple of trimmers, for example. Obviously a couple of mowers, for example. They don't all have to be the exact same mowers, trimmers, and blowers. They can just be some version, some size, some version of trimmers, blowers, mowers, just something to get the job done. You know, you're gonna have your main mower, your main blower, your main trimmer, and or edger or whatever, but having some backups when you have multiple employees definitely comes into play, because, you know, when one person's blowing and, you know, someone gets done, they can just grab another blower. So instead of just being like stuck standing there going on their phone or whatever, I mean, yeah, they could take a drink break, they can gas up before the next, gas up whatever equipment needs it, top it off before the next stop. But at the same time, sometimes it's more productive to just grab another blower and just go ahead and just help finish blowing everything off, or grab another trimmer and just go ahead and tackle a larger property that has an excessive amount of trimming and edging, while, especially when you have 2 employees. So for example, there's 3 of us, so 2 of us can be trimming and edging while 1 of us is mowing, because some properties that are next to each other, that are grouped together, if you have that situation like I do, there may be an extra trimming and edging, especially when you have newer employees that aren't as fast and comfortable with it. You can jump in and help them out right alongside them, trimming and edging and giving them some tips and tricks. Obviously being careful, watching what they're doing, following up along the way while another employee is mowing, or you could be mowing while the two employees are trimming and edging and helping each other, etc. So it just really comes in handy, definitely from a productivity standpoint, as well as just if one of the equipment, one of the pieces of equipment breaks down. Like for example, with my first employee, the first week, one of my trimmer heads, the speed feed, it was just time to go. It just fell off, you know, like he bumped it one too many times and it just kind of popped off, you know, like that's just what happens. They wear down eventually, you got to replace them. That's why they sell replacements. So, but fortunately I had another trimmer just ready to take off the rack and go because I didn't have a spare bump feed, which, you know, in hindsight I should have something like that, but I have two trimmers, so if one goes down, I got the other one for the rest of the day, and then I can stop at the dealer on the way home and grab, you know, whatever I need to, which is exactly what I did that day. But we kept it moving on that property. It was only like maybe like a 2-minute delay to just him tell me what happened, show me, all right, let's go back to the trailer, let's get the other trimmer, boom, let's go, and that's it. So all those reasons are why it's great plan to have more than one piece of the same equipment, you know, trimmer, two trimmers, two blowers, two mowers, etc. So when you have multiple employees, scheduling is key. You don't want to waste payroll. You want to be as productive as possible. You don't want anyone standing around doing nothing for too long, if at all possible. So for me, what I'm doing, I want to make sure that I'm scheduling it properly. I have all different types of properties. I have really good route density, but all different scenarios of properties. I have single houses where you pull up, knock out one house, load back up and drive a couple streets down, go to another house, and so on. They might all be in the same homeowners association, HOA, but you still have to drive, unload, load, and then drive to another one. But I also have some streets that have 3, 4, or 5, in some cases, properties all next to each other or on the same street. So we can just kind of walk to each property with the equipment or ride, you know, the equipment to each property, etc., and knock it out that way. So for multiple employees, for me, what I'm doing is I'm scheduling multiple employees. So I'm scheduling both of my employees with myself on the days that I have all of those groups of properties together, because then we can divide and conquer. Again, back to having more than one piece of equipment. So 2 guys can be trimming and edging while 1 guy's mowing, or 2 mowing and 1 edging and trimming, depending on the type of property. And that's going to speed it up, as well as it's going to reduce the amount of wear and tear and exhaustion on all 3 of us, especially with these heat indexes that we're starting to get now. So having 3 of us share the workload is even better than 2 sharing the workload. So that's what I mean about what I'm trying to do with scheduling my multiple employees and grouping them together for specific properties. But also back to payroll and not wasting payroll, and trying to really be as frugal as possible, as productive and profitable as possible. You know, for me, I'm going to grab the trailer first thing in the morning before I meet the guys. I'm going to gas up, you know, at the end of the day or first thing in the morning. That's the kind of stuff that, you know, I'm really trying to constantly think about. That's the stuff that I always made sure everyone was always moving, unless it was break time, you know, when I was in management all those years. So I'm just trying to apply that same way, especially now it's my own business, it's my own money. I'm like super on top of it now. Like, you know, I'm not trying to be like crazy and make people like run, you know, take your breaks, drink your water, get in the shade, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to just irresponsibly, oh, I forgot to get gas, let's go get gas. You know, oh, I forgot this. Oh, hey, let's go get my trailer. You know, I should be waking up, I should be getting started early enough to do that before I start paying my employees, before they get on the clock, so that we can just hit the ground, so we can just get after it immediately and just go from property to property right away as soon as they hop in the truck, and not have to wait for whatever I forgot to do or didn't take the time to discipline myself to do. So that's all I have for this episode. I think I've rattled off enough, just blah blah blah, but hopefully I brought some value for you guys. Also wanted to say real quick, I'm making sure that I'm not overworking my employees, because you know, like right off the bat, because you know, it's just going to scare them away. Yeah, they want hours, yeah, they want to work, yeah, you want to see what they're made of. Only the strongest will survive, survival of the fittest, all that kind of stuff. If they're not meant for this job, then oh well. that's all great, but I try to have a little balance. I try not to just bombard them right away, especially in these heat indexes, with all the work right away. I try to schedule it properly. That's why I have more than one employee now. For example, one of my employees needed 3 days off this week because he is a middle school gym teacher. So he had some sort of training or something that the school was sending him to for 3 days. So he needed those 3 days off, which is fine. I went ahead and got my other employees scheduled, so we still got everything done. So again, that's all about scheduling, utilizing the people you have, all about having a bench in my opinion so that I can have backup. I don't have to, you know, have them all working all day every day. This way it keeps them lean and mean, and I can just keep getting after it and keep growing my business. Peace.